Okay, so I released my video, my daily Ruby video today. It covers the second half of the prom shenanigans in Volume 2. And I just wanted to address something, because I kept seeing a lot in the comments, something that I wanted to talk about. And I'm not making this to be, mean. I want to be enlightening. I want to help, just shed some light on a perspective that some of you might not be considering. Let's just dive right in. This is on the fly. This is not scripted. I just wanted, I felt like I needed to say something because it was my video that initiated these comments, so I feel like I need to say something. So the point is about Jean wearing the dress. And a lot of people, and I made it clear that I think it's very tasteless, it's not funny, and it's, especially now in hindsight, very, very rude to paint the whole thing as only hilarious. And I'm seeing a lot of people in the comments being like, oh, well, it was 2014. It was a different time. Oh, it's just a joke. But that's the important part, is that it isn't just a joke. You're just making it a joke. For example, let's imagine if instead the roles were reversed. Pyrrha walks in a suit and tie, and everyone bursts into uproarious laughter because, oh my, OMG, a woman wearing masculine clothes? How funny, funny. Now you might be sitting there thinking, but that's not funny, that's normal. That's something people do every day. You know, Yang wears pants in the show. And that's the point, because it is normal now. There was a point where it was not. It's only normal now because we have stopped othering the concept of it, because we made strides to make it normal. So while you look at Pyrrha and you think, oh, but that would be normal, your underlying words imply that Jean wearing a dress isn't normal, and that's othering. By painting it as it can only be seen as a joke, even in hindsight, you're othering the concept of it and making it feel as if it can't be seen as normal. And that's how we won't move forward and grow and progress to normalizing things, especially in this day and age, as with trans rights being stripped away constantly and constantly under attack, and LGBTQIA plus people in general, lots of things are under attack and in this day and age currently. So to even just casually imply, oh, but this is a joke, just by casually othering this element of a man wearing a dress, there's more to it than that. There's a greater umbrella that some of you might not be understanding. And no, Jean is not trans, but that is also a part of why I think this moment is very tasteless and tactless. No, Jean is not trans. No one in the show was trans for a very long time, but it's not presented as if it's, oh, if there was a trans person standing here, no one would be laughing, because there is no perspective to see beyond the umbrella of a man is wearing a dress and that's funny. Even in 2014, the comments being like, oh, it was a different time, it was 2014. That's not that long ago. Trans people existed in 2014. People who like to cross-dress existed. Drag queens existed in 2014. So to go, ha ha ha, it was just a joke, it means you're taking steps backwards, And the thing is, it's not that Jean wore the dress, in good faith, either. The point wasn't that, because I saw a comment being like, oh, people are laughing with him. Yeah, but he's still making a mockery of the concept. It wasn't, oh, I'll if you can't get a date, I'll wear a dress, it'll be a fun thing. No, it was, the idea of Pyrrha not landing a date is so absurd that he would do an equally absurd thing, because it would never happen. And some comments I'm seeing are like, oh, but it's because Jean paints himself as a really masculine muscle man. No, he doesn't. Jean does not present himself overtly masculine. There are stereotypically masculine things that he could be doing, like lifting weights, I suppose, but Jean doesn't actually go out of his way to paint himself as an overtly masculine person. He just wants to be a hero and to be a knight. That's not an inherently masculine thing for him. The idea that we're suddenly saying, oh, it's because Jean tries to paint himself as this very masculine fellow. No, you're just taking the idea of a masculine presenting person and distorting it into, oh, but he paints himself as very masculine. And that's the joke, that a very masculine person wouldn't want to be seen as feminine. And boiling it down to, well, it's just a joke. Yeah, a lot of other things used to just be a joke, and the more you justify it and normalize the idea of it being a joke, the more you stand in the way of it being acceptable in society. The implication is not that if a man walked in wearing a dress because that's just what he would want to wear to be comfortable, that's not how Ruby is presenting the topic in this scene. It's a boy wore a girl outfit. Uproarious laughter from the entire school around him. People are screaming their heads off. If you rewatch that scene, they are scream laughing at the hilarity of a guy just wearing a dress. And it can't be normalized if we continue to stand in the way and go, oh, but it's just a joke. It is just a joke because you are allowing it to just be a joke. Is it fair to hold the standards of a company, several years ago to the standards we now set in this day and age? No. But that's why I'm saying, now in hindsight, the scene leaves a bad taste in my mouth. The scene is tasteless. Especially now with how current events is happening in this world. The scene is tasteless, and it's more hurtful than funny. And I would expect and hope everyone else to understand and agree why I'm saying that, because I don't want it to still be a joke. I don't want the idea of someone just wearing something that makes them comfortable is something that deserves to be laughed at and ridiculed. Jean is wearing the dress as if it is something he's ashamed of. He should be embarrassed by it. He groans and goes, oh, well, a promise is a promise. I have to wear this dress. It's just so embarrassing. So shameful. I don't want to. That's standing in the way of moving forward and letting this be a thing someone can normalize for their daily lives. So I try not to get too heavy, especially with political talk on my channel. If I can, I talk about cartoons, and I like just talking about cartoons. But this is a topic that, seen, especially the comments that I was getting, I felt like it was important to address. If you just sit there and insist, oh, but it's just a joke, you're standing in the way of it being normalized. Do you understand? And paint it in, a different perspective. People just want to wear something that makes them comfortable. And too often in society these days, wearing something slightly out of the norm gets you laughed at. And it's not fair, and it's hurtful. And it's not funny, either. Everyone who's sitting here is being like, oh, but it's just a joke. Is it funny? Did you ever laugh at this? I never did. I never thought this scene was funny. I never thought, oh, a man is wearing a dress, haha, how funny? That doesn't make sense to me. I don't see the joke, and especially now in this day and age, it really isn't funny to me. So, just trying to be enlightening, to look at it from a different perspective. I just want us all to do better. I want everyone to just be happy and live the life that they want without being harassed and attacked and laughed at for the decisions they're making that would make them more comfortable in their daily lives. Just because it was different times back then, that doesn't mean we can't still address it now. Do you understand? That's my PSA. Be civil. If you have any transphobic comments or hate speech in the comments of any of my videos, I will block you immediately. I'm not gonna tolerate that kind of stuff. Have a good day, I guess.